First, SH Figuarts advertised an Andrew Garfield head with their Amazing Spider-Man figure, but then it was cancelled. Then we had the No Way Home 3-pack from Marvel Legends, but they didn't include the civilian heads. Then we got the recent No Way Home singles, and we finally have an Andrew Peter 3 head. But I couldn't find it anywhere in town. So finally, here he is in his cardboard retro style blister packaging display. The design is simple, but it is interesting how it's not from No Way Home, but from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This might have to do with legal reasons, and maybe also why SH Figuarts couldn't do it, but none of that matters, because Andrew Garfield is finally here. Peter 3 is finally here, in plastic form, and we've waited so long. He doesn't come with much, but that's perfectly fine, because this likeness to Andrew Garfield is insane. The attention to detail is exactly what you'd want, looking like the suit from The Amazing Spider-Man. There's good shading and darkened hues in the color of the spandex, kind of making the sculpt more lanky and acrobatic. The reds, blues, and blacks really pop, especially against the toy's articulated sculpt. But again, the main selling piece is we want that Andrew Garfield head. The head sculpt isn't perfect, the hair is a little too long, and its features are closer to a younger Peter 3 from AMS 1, but the likeness to Andrew Garfield is still really good. He just kinda has dead eyes, and he stares blankly into the abyss. But when saving the day, he does come with an additional Spider-Man head, which has those iconic lens eyes. Besides the two different heads, when it comes to accessories, he only comes with two pairs of hands. He has a closed fist, a weird grabbing hand, and then his two web shooter hands. Considering that Garfield's Peter doesn't use organic webs but makes his own web shooters, it is showcased in the actual toy, which is a nice detail. However, there is one problem. This Spider-Man comes with no webs. Luckily, if you have a lot of Spider-Man toys like I do, there's an abundance of different webs that you could use as you have your Peter 3 go about and save the day. When it comes to scale, Peter 3 is at about 6 inches and he looks good compared to the other Spider-Man in my collection. He's a good Marvel Legend and he fits really well with most Marvel Legend toys. Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker is supposed to be cool. He's supposed to embody the smooth nature of Spider-Man. And this is why it was so tragic for him to only get 2 movies. If No Way Home showed us anything, it's that Andrew Garfield would be very much welcomed by audiences for a return as Peter 3 in The Amazing Spider-Man 3. I'd love to see Andrew return to his world after the events of No Way Home, as he starts to pick up the pieces of his life. He's allowed to heal, he's allowed to laugh, he's allowed to be heroic again. And then this is thrown on its head when a Dimension displaced Spider-Gwen, potentially played by Emma Stone, shows up and has to team up with Peter to get back home. Maybe throw in Tom Hardy's Venom as well, and we've got a movie. The heart of the film would be in Peter's hardships, redemption, and closure in helping a Gwen who has her own personality. I can see the chemistry between the two, the jokes, the arguing, the exploration of the soul. As for the big bad, we have a dimension-hopping Miles Warren, aka the Jackal, killing Gwen Stacy's across the Spider-Verse. And then Venom maybe starts off as a bad guy, but he ultimately decides to help Peter and Gwen. Hell, maybe we even get a cameo from Tobey. I would love to see this realized. It could be a lot of fun. Overall, ever since the movie came out 2 years ago, we've been waiting to have all 3 Spider-Man join forces once again in plastic form, and having Andrew Garfield just makes it that much better, because he really was the highlight of the film. Peter 3 was a Spider-Man down on his luck. He'd lost everything. Tom's Peter had Zendaya, Tobey's Peter had Mary Jane, and Andrew's Peter lost Gwen. And so this idea of him being able to be redeemed, the moment that everyone remembers where he saves MJ, is something that truly resonated with so many people because he needed that win. And so being able to showcase that now in plastic form is so much fun. I am so happy to have this toy. I'm so happy to be able to continue my Spider-Man collection. This toy is definitely worth your time.